I didn't want to be blind and broke. I quit my dream job because I am unblinded and I see the truth.
Sean is a master. It's about making sure that we learn.
I've never seen something quite this impressive.
You're changing lives and having such an enormous impact.
You got what I have, right? That gene of we're gonna win despite.
That is one wickedly smart and wonderfully good man.
Be able to produce the kind of results that are possible that I hear about with this program.
Thank you for the magic of this weekend. Thank you for helping us reimagine all negative connections.
He is the greatest trial attorney and strategist in the country.
Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callaghan.
Brought by a dear friend of mine, Sean Callaghan.
You keep up the great work as well. You're doing amazing things. Great job.
Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You're a living example of that, and that inspires me.
Your voice must be heard.
Every single energy can be learned. It can be mastered.
I mean, this is the gift that keeps on giving, just even sitting here.
This is fantastic, positive, productive, wonderful.
Bella is like better than a cup of coffee. She is better than I'm all about energy.
Blinded! What is your profession?
I think it's such an amazing community of healthy individuals with zero jealousy, zero negativity, just designed to help each other succeed.
And she is a 2-time, soon-to-be 3-time published author who in 2023 publicly battled and defeated cancer.
The reincarnation of I Love Lucy, co-host of Art of Influence, the one, the only, Bella Barita.
I'm just happy that I came here. I'm just really happy that I came.
You are unblinded. You are a cheathead. If you know that, say yes! Yes! Yes!
I should sign up for one of your seminars, one of your programs, you know?
Yeah.
This unison yes thing. Yes, I got to get on it.
And this man is one of the greatest leaders in our country. God bless everyone.
Do you think that worked?
I do think that works, Mr. Howie Gershman and everyone, and of course, Athena. So first, let me introduce our Acti being coming all the way from Paramus, New Jersey, the Oracle of Integrity, born from the unblinded formula, welds the magic of truth and influence, guiding every conversation like it is a master conductor orchestrating a symphony of possibility. Her heart beats with level 5 listening, not just hearing words, absorbing them with intention, emotion, and the silent music between the notes, the bridge between worlds where myth meets mastery and curiosity transforms into commitment. Every interaction with her is a portal from uncertainty to inspired, integrous agreement. Let's welcome to the show, Athena Acti!
Bella, that introduction just made Persa ruffle her feathers. And coming from you, that's saying something. Howie, 5 guests, let's light this room up. Who are we working with today?
Let's do it, Athena. So first up, I'm going to welcome to this incredible show from Washington, D.C., business and intellectual property attorney, protecting entrepreneurs, artists, and nonprofits through law firm ownership. Former Pokemon licensed professional negotiating with Walmart and Target, now shielding a generation of builders. Visionary founded building a regional to national firm where legal protection fuels client growth and elevated public profiles. Let's welcome to the show, Bryn Owen! Hello, Bryn. Welcome again to the Heart of Influence. And Bryn, you're going to be setting us off into the fun facts, which means everybody's going to model what you do. So if you tell a story, they're all going to tell a story. So the limelight, all pun intended, is on you, Bryn. Your fun fact, please.
Absolutely. So you kind of touched on it a little bit in the intro, but my favorite fun fact to share about myself is that my first job after I graduated from college was actually working for Pokemon, the children's company. And I love to talk with people about how that experience fueled my passion for intellectual property law and helped me eventually get to where I am today with my law firm.
Well, that is super fun. If we have time in the show, I have a little 6-year-old nephew here that has just gotten into Pokemon. So maybe he might find it cool to meet you. We'll see. But Brent, are you ready to have some fun? You're cool no matter what.
Absolutely. Very ready.
Let's do it. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. Next, from Hickory, North Carolina, owner and founder of Burton's Bookkeeping, a full-service financial firm servicing professional businesses across multiple industries. Former high school accounting and math teacher who replaced her full-time teaching salary within 6 months of launching her firm, built a thriving bookkeeping practice over nearly 4 years ago with a full pipeline, a growing team, and a family-first culture at its core. Let's welcome to the show, Heather. Now, do you?
It's actually De Jesus, so
yes,
that's okay.
That's right. I didn't know if you heard me.
My mom still calls me that. It's okay. It's all right.
I did. Yeah, I didn't know if you heard me correct myself because the clapping, but it is. I do know it is it is De Jesus, right?
It's De Jesus, but yeah, in Hickory I'm De Jesus, so it's okay.
Well, Heather, welcome to the Heart of Influence. And your fun fact, other than having to explain your last name all the time, I'm sure.
Yeah. I would say that my fun fact, and you said to keep it short, so is how I keep the IRS off your ASS, meaning your assets. And that is what Burton's Bookkeeping does for you.
I love it. That is super funny. And you know what? There's so many bookkeepers out there, and that is a tagline that I don't think I've ever heard. That is super funny and definitely makes you memorable. Heather, thank you for that. And are you ready to have some fun?
I am. Thanks.
Let's do it. Next up, coming from Chicago, Illinois, former energy lawyer turned divorce mediator, David guides families through life's hardest transitions with precision, empathy, and lived experience. Founder of a divorce mediation practice, David has helped couples, families, and individuals across all walks of life regain control of their future, having completed his own mediation in just 3 months in 2001. Yes, 2000. Okay. Team, let's always make sure we have numbers not written out. David now saves families years of litigation and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's welcome to the show, David Fine.
Thank you, Bella.
Hello again, David, and please, your fun fact.
I am the peaceful transition person. I help navigate the storm of divorce with dignity, clarity, and a clear path forward.
That is a beautiful thing. David, if more divorces could happen with dignity, the world would be a better place. So thank you for making a small dent in that difference.
You're welcome. Beautiful.
Next up, going to Melville, New York, founder and managing partner of Say the word for me.
Synchrony, like synchronicity. Sorry.
That one's a challenging for me. Yes. Synchronicity. Okay. I got. Talent Partners has spent over 20 years leading executive recruiting and talent search in the industry. He became a co-owner just in 3 years into his career and boldly rebuilt and relaunched his entire company brand during a global health crisis. Beyond the boardroom, he brings the same rhythm and precision to the stage as a working drummer and percussionist. Let's welcome to the show, Mike North. I can say percussionist, but synchrony, and I still can't even get it.
Okay.
But I can say percussionist, but welcome, Mike, to the Heart of Influence, and please, your fun fact.
back in the 80s as a younger man, I played on a stage in front of Fidel Castro and some Russian, compatriots as the only American group to enter that communist-run country or communist-aligned country. And it was all during Carnival, but I played classical music in the day. So very interesting. And we actually had an audience with Fidel, and he must have loved, I didn't understand a word he said, but it was pretty interesting. So
that is definitely a interesting fun fact, Mike. Super fascinating. Are you ready to have some fun here today?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike is ready. Hanging with Fidel, bringing some magic to the heart of influence. Welcome, Mike. And next up from Princeton, New Jersey, licensed therapist, divorce coach, and certified mediator, building Divorce Network Pro, a value-aligned directory of 134 professionals protecting children and families. Founder of Divorce Coach Jill turned her own high conflict divorce into a mission. Her children are now thriving, happy adults, proof that a path through is possible. Expanding Divorce Network Pro globally, Jill curates integrity first professionals across all disciplines. So valuable. Families find safety, not just in service at the hardest moments. Let's welcome to the show, Jill Kaufman.
Thank you.
Hello, Jill. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. And Jill, please, your fun fact.
So this has nothing to do with work, but I had a 7-year long distance relationship with my current husband from New Jersey to Colorado, which was, it was more than 7 years, but it was a lot.
It was a lot. I know someone who can relate very well into your shoes. Jill, I am in year 5 of a long distance relationship that was Colorado to New Jersey, but now Texas to New Jersey. So how close that is. But Jill, welcome to the Heart of Influence, and hopefully none of the relationship you create here today have to be too long distance, and you can create some magic here today. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
All right, before we introduce our co-producer of the show, I'm going to bring back Athena. And Athena, please, if you could welcome all of our guests that we have here today, and any words that you would like to share with them on what to expect in their Heart of Influence experience and journey. So please, Athena, over to you.
Bryn, you negotiated with Walmart when most people were still figuring out how to negotiate with their parents. Now you're shielding builders at scale. Heather, keep the IRS off your ASS might be the best bookkeeping tagline I've ever heard, and I've heard a lot of boring ones. David, you turned 3 months of your own pain into a career saving families years and hundreds of thousands. That's alchemy. Mike, you played for Fidel Castro and didn't understand a word he said, but he clearly understood the music. That's influence without language. Jill, 7 years long distance and you're still married. You've already proven you can build something valuable across impossible distance. Here's what's about to happen. Bella's going to create connections you didn't see coming. I'm going to put some of you in scenarios that make you sweat a little. And by the end of this, you're walking out with relationships that actually move your business forward. This isn't networking. This is ecosystem merging, and you're all about to see how it works. Howie's been doing this longer than most people have been alive, so you're in the best hands on the planet. Let's go make some magic.
Let's go make some magic. Thank you, Athena. And let's introduce our incredible producer who brought us all here together. We wouldn't be here without him. From Hopewell Junction, New York, regional leader with Primerica for almost 20 years, with over 300 clients all over the country, turned 13 clients with massive debt to be on track to have $1 million. How dare I insult Howie like that? $1 million in retirement accounts, set up numerous families to send their children to college without huge loans, focuses on putting in place programs to prevent unexpected disaster like death from turning into financial ruin. Let's welcome to his show, the one, the only, Mr. Howard Gershman.
Howie, 300 clients, 13 families went from massive debt to $1 million retirement trajectories. And you've been doing this for almost 2 decades, while the rest of the financial world was still figuring out how to actually serve people instead of just selling them products. You've turned disaster prevention into an art form, and now you're producing shows that create the relationships that fund those futures. Let's see what you brought us today.
Let's see what you brought us. Mr. Howie, over to you.
Well, I would first I want to push back a little bit. I don't know that I've been doing this longer than most people have been alive. I am usually the oldest person in a room, but maybe not that old. I'm not so sure. But I'll tell you, my fun fact reminded me of your example earlier. So my wife and I, right, we went to different high schools together and met up there. And here we are 50-something years later.
Beautiful. That is a super fun fact. And Howie, and what is your favorite pastime with your wife?
Oh, that's a fun fact too. I'm glad you brought that up. I was gonna. Our secret guilty pleasure is watching YouTube channels of people sailing around the world. We love sailing, and it's always fun seeing other people working on their boat and sweating and cursing and doing all the other stuff. And we just watch them and laugh.
That is such a cool pastime for sure, Howie. And Howie, you know how much fun this is. I don't know if it's as fun as sailing, but are you ready to have some fun on your show?
That's the only reason I'm doing this, is to have fun.
There we go. Well, I will quickly introduce myself, your co-host here today. My name is Bella Verita. I have actually co-hosted more than 1,900 episodes with more than 5,000 guests of this very show in the last 5.5 years. Prior to my talent here, I actually started selling as an 8-year-old. I would sell crafts on my parents' front lawn, and my parents would take me to Michael's. They would buy all my crafts. I would sell my wreaths, and I would get to keep all the profit. Not how business works today, Heather would tell you. Don't do that in business today, she would say. But as an 8-year-old, it worked out. But I did learn the art of selling in those days and transferred those skills. I was introduced to a network marketing company when I was 18 years old. By the time I was 19 years old, I was a top income earner in that company. When the FTC shut that company down, I went into commercial real estate in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I was the #1 business broker in the entire state of Nevada, the first woman ever and the youngest woman ever to do so. Continued those sales skills in sales and consulting in Las Vegas. I worked with every major hotel and casino. Now I've been training in sales and consulting for over 2 decades, which is what led me here to Unblinded and the role that I play here. And that is myself, Bella Verita. And I will go with the fun fact here today. Thanks for that little delay there. And I will go, my fun fact for today is I learned to surf, ski, and scuba dive from a blind man, and I will be scuba diving with that blind man on Friday. So that is my fun fact for today. Howie, I think many of you have probably heard of that blind guy. I've had at least heard of him, and we will be headed with the team on Friday to Grand Cayman to do a little scuba diving. So thank you so much. That is my fun fact. And I will bring back Athena. And Athena, any words that you would like to share with these groups? What's going to happen now is we've made some introductions, but now we're going to play a game. Why are we going to play a game? Why did Howie invite you to play a game on this show? Because Plato said, play a game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we spoke for a year. I keep trying to convince Sean that we should talk for a year versus playing a game, but he says no, game is the way to go. So that's what we did. And all business is built on a shared experience. So we play a game in a shared experience, causing yes, because all business is built on the ability to cause yes. So if you can't meet people in a room and cause yes, then you can't build a sustainable business. So that's what we're doing here today. So what's going to happen is Athena is going to come back and she is going to choose 2 people to jump into an ecosystem merging conversation. And she's going to share with us what she sees that you guys could do together. She's going to tell us who person A is, who is seeking the yes from person B, and what yes that they are seeking that they could do more together. So please, Athena, back to you and at our game. And who are you putting in that role play seat first?
Ooh, okay. Let me look at this room. Bryn, you protect builders, entrepreneurs, artists, nonprofits, and you're scaling a national firm where legal protection fuels growth. Jill, you've curated 134 integrity-first professionals across divorce, therapy, mediation, a whole ecosystem of people serving families at their hardest moment. Here's what I see. Jill's network is full of entrepreneurs going through divorce who need IP protection, business valuations, partnership dissolutions, legal work that most divorce professionals can't handle, but that Bryn's firm does every day. And Bryn's clients, the builders, the artists, the nonprofit founders, half of them are going to face a life transition at some point. And when they do, they need someone who won't destroy what they built. So here's the scenario. Jill, you're reaching out to Bryn because you've got 3 clients this month alone who are entrepreneurs mid-divorce, and they need an attorney who understands intellectual property, business structures, and how to protect what they've created, not just split it down the middle. You want Bryn in your network as the go-to IP and business attorney for your clients,
so
and you want to
Athena-
understand how you can send him the right people.
Athena, we've talked about this. We're not doing easy scenarios. That would be an easy scenario for Jill. So let's do better, Athena. So how about we do a little reverse role play? Because I do think Athena has absolutely made a point. There is definitely could be a connection here. But Bryn, I think there's more that you could bring to Jill in the divorce network. And so how about we do reverse that? And Bryn, you're going from hello to yes with Jill to set a longer conversation about how, maybe you could do some sort of ecosystem merger or maybe even do a speaking engagement. So how does that resonate, Bryn?
Sounds interesting. I'm definitely intrigued by the idea. Of course, business owners, like Athena said, they do go through life transitions and need some help through that process.
Yeah, so perfect. So you're going to be seeking the yes from Jill on setting up that longer conversation to see how you might be able to bring your services to her network.
Okay.
Sound good? And you'll have
Sure.
3 minutes. Take us in. You can start by saying hello.
Sorry. So what am I? I'm not quite following, Bella.
Bryn, you have to get me to say yes to something that you could do for my professionals, I think, right?
Yes, exactly. So exactly what I just said. So you'll have 3 minutes. You'll be going from hello to yes with Jill because you can bring your services to her audience. So what the yes that you're seeking is that you can have a longer conversation about how maybe you can form a ecosystem partnership or do more together so that you can bring your services to her divorce clients. Does that make sense? And so you
Okay.
have 3
Yep.
minutes to cause that yes.
Okay, got it.
All right, take us in.
Hi, Jill. I was wondering, do you work with a lot of entrepreneurs as your clients?
I do, either entrepreneurs or maybe their spouse is an entrepreneur. We have a lot of people who have their own companies for sure.
And when they're working with you through that process, obviously they're seeking your expertise and guidance for help on, the things related directly to divorce, but how often do, business related questions come up as a result of that process?
Oh, all the time. Business situations come up. If it's really complicated, I'll bring in a financial professional, which I have many on my directory, and a lot. I'm a connector too, so we have lots of financial professionals that we use if it's complicated. But yeah, no. So I definitely have the use for help with the finances and the business and evaluating them and those kinds of things.
Fantastic. Well, what would you say to, putting together a group of those people who are experiencing that and letting me share some information with them about how they can, work through protecting their business?
Well, tell me a little bit about, what value you could add.
Absolutely. So, it's really important for business owners, especially like small business owners, to plan. It's very similar to estate planning. When someone works with an estate planning firm to protect their assets, but they need to do that same kind of work for their business. So I can offer them some general information about these are important steps that to be considered. And then, of course, if that resonates with somebody, then I can offer, to work with them one-on-one.
So like when you say protect from what?
So depends on the situation, right? So for example, say a married couple is running a business together. Maybe they kind of, were a little bit slacking on some of the business formalities, when they started, because they just assumed, they'd always be together and everything would work fine. But then, one day divorce rears its ugly head and now they're at war with each other. And that's the time period where you really, you want to have protections in place before people reach that point. So it's partly about, planning for, either divorce or possibly death, and making sure that there's some kind of plan in place for what happens to a business owner when the business and the owner is going through a change.
So I see what you're saying. So you what's it called? Not sequencing, but it's like after the business, owners pass or they have a disagreement and they want to split up the business, what would happen? Like you would write up
Yes.
the legal.
Yes, absolutely. Another part of it can be helping them to determine, what happens to the business as a result of the divorce that they're going through, and how does that impact the ownership of the business.
Gotcha. That's interesting. Yeah, I definitely
Well,
have
at
some.
time, I think Jill's wanting to say yes. Are you, Jill?
I think so. Yeah.
I definitely think so. Please, your final, Bryn, your final sentence. Jill, your final sentence.
Bryn?
It sounds like we have overlapping client base, and that our services could be very complementary to people who are going through certain situations. And I would love to get to know more about you and your business and how we can help each other.
Yes, I would definitely like to continue the conversation and learn more how we can collaborate.
Beautiful. Great job, Bryn. Great job, Jill. And Athena, in like 200 words or less, what would you like to share with Bryn and Jill about what just unfolded and the possibilities of more they have to do together? So please, Athena, just a brief words or two on what Jill and Bryn could take away, please.
Bryn, you found the pain point. Business owners mid-divorce who didn't plan for the split, but you stayed in explanation mode too long. Jill asked, protect from what? And you gave her scenarios instead of flipping it. What's the messiest business situation you've seen in a divorce? Let her tell you the horror story. Then you become the solution to the things she just described. Jill, you said yes, but here's what you actually have. 134 professionals who all serve the same clients Bryn serves. That's not one partnership. That's 134 potential ecosystem mergers. Bryn could speak to your whole network, not just your divorce clients. Next step. Bryn, ask Jill if you can present to her entire directory. Attorneys, therapists, mediators. Because half of them have entrepreneur clients who need IP protection, and the other half will refer those clients to Jill's network when they do. You both left money on the table by thinking too small. This isn't about swapping clients. It's about Bryn becoming the business attorney for Jill's entire ecosystem. You're both rowing boats that have motors. Flip the switch.
I love it. I knew Athena would have some wise words because I knew there was even more. Thank you for that, Athena. And Athena, please, we have Heather, David, and Mike left. Who is going to be in our next role play seat, please?
Ooh, okay. David and Mike, you're up. David, you mediate divorces. You save families years of litigation and hundreds of thousands of dollars by keeping them out of court. Mike, you run executive recruiting and talent search. You've spent 20 years placing high-level people, and you rebuilt your entire brand during a crisis. Here's what I see. Mike's clients are executives going through transitions, new roles, relocations, career pivots, and a huge percentage of those transitions come with or cause personal life disruption, divorce, separation, family upheaval. And when an executive is mid-divorce in litigation hell, they can't focus on the job Mike just placed them in, which makes Mike look bad and costs his client companies real money. So here's the scenario, Mike. You're reaching out to David because you just had 2 placements in the last 6 months where the executive's messy divorce derailed their performance in the first 90 days. You want David in your ecosystem so that when you're placing someone and you sense personal chaos, you can connect them to someone who can resolve it fast, 3 months, not 3 years, so they can actually show up and perform in the role you placed them in. David, you're the yes. Mike's trying to set a longer conversation about how you two could work together. Mike, you've got 3 minutes. Take us from hello to yes.
Mike, David, are you up for this role play?
Yes, sure.
All right, Mike, take us in with the hello and go from there.
Hello, David. Great to meet you. I understand you're involved in helping messy divorce cases become a little less messy, and tell me a little bit about that. How can we network on that?
Well, I help families, couples in transition. So if they're contemplating divorce, separation, I work with them out of court to resolve those matters so that they can control the outcome. So they don't leave those decisions regarding their family up to a stranger or a judge who doesn't know them, doesn't know their family, doesn't know their routines.
Okay. How would you go about, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Finish up.
So that's the bulk of my practice is working with people in various stages of ending a marriage.
How do you go about diagnosing what the right solution might be up front and early so it doesn't become messy or messier?
Yeah, I do that by having a one-on-one confidential discussion with each participant. So I get a sense where they're at, what's troubling them, what's their concerns, what's their wants, needs, desires. And by doing that privately, just with one individual before I bring them together, I get a good sense of kind of where the pressure points are going to be, where there might be conflict, and I try to put that off to the side, work out the other issues first, and then tackle the big one.
Right. So I work with C-suite people that sometimes these things are happening behind the scenes, and it could derail my relationship with the CEO or the managing operators. The challenge I have is bringing somebody in that's very discreet and could do this without any residual backlash and anybody knowing about it. So discretion, I need to know about that, and how can we move this forward in collaborating if I do have this situation arise, because it has happened.
Yeah, well, the beauty of keeping it out of court is it's just that it's private. We keep it confidential. We don't file anything publicly with the courts that would, send up a red flag or let anyone search that. So the beauty of what I do is that this can all be resolved in private with utmost discretion between the two parties involved, and they control the outcome. They keep everything in line. They keep control and write the sort of new chapter for their family.
Okay, so if I were to give you a non-disclosure or some kind of a document that you could agree to, I would love to be able to refer a case to you that I'm working on right now. Is that agreeable just to review it? And if it makes sense, can I get your signature that we're working together and know everyone's going to be protected in the process?
Yes, I mean,
Thank you.
I have confidentiality in all my agreements. It's and I even ask if they do have an attorney, if they want me to allow them in and share the information. Sometimes they don't want to. So yeah,
I'm satisfied. Thank you. Okay.
Mike is getting that signature on the dotted line already. Great job, Mike. Great job, David. And Athena, any few words that you would like to share with Mike and David? And then we'll go to Howie and Heather for some feedback and our reverse role play. So Athena, any words you would like to share with Mike and David?
Mike, you went straight for the throat. I have a case right now. Can I send it to you? That's how you cause yes at speed. You didn't dance around it. You named the pain point, got the answer, and closed. That's mastery. David, you answered every question with clarity and you didn't oversell. You let the value speak for itself. Confidentiality, discretion, control. You hit every button Mike needed pushed. Here's what just happened. Mike didn't just get a divorce mediator for his Rolodex. He got a competitive advantage. Every other recruiter loses placements when executives implode mid-transition. Mike now has a way to stabilize his placements before they derail, which means his clients trust him more and his executives perform better. David, you just got access to C-suite executives who will pay to resolve this fast and quiet. That's your highest value client walking through Mike's door. Mike's already asking for the NDA. You two just went from hello to signed in under 3 minutes. And now Mike's executives get to keep their jobs while their lives fall apart. That's a motor, not a rowboat.
That is awesome, Athena. Athena, thank you for that. And Athena, I'm going to be coming back to you in a moment for to put me on the hot seat. I think if I can role play with Heather. Let's create a scenario with Heather. I can play someone else or a scenario that includes Heather, please, Athena, and I'll come back to you for that. But let's go, Heather. How about your 30 seconds of feedback for Bren, please? Something that he did great, something maybe you would suggest that he improve, and then what would be like a score on 1 to 10 that you would give Bren?
I would say he's a 9, and here's why. I see myself in you a lot, Bren. When I was first starting out, like I didn't say a lot, you know, it's like, or I didn't listen enough and I talked too much. So it was one or the other. So next time, just ask her, say, hey, I have this client I need, you know what I mean? And like the problem point, that's one thing I learned very shortly. So, but I think you did a great job and I would love to have you on my team too. So, because I have business owners who really need that. So
there you go. Another conversation from the Art of Influence. And let's go, Howie. Howie, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Mike, please?
Yeah, I think just like Athena said, wait for the juggler. He knows exactly what he wants. And Mike's been doing this a long time, knows exactly the players, knows all the scenarios, and all the scenarios multiple times, I'm sure. And got to figure out you need that extra oomph in your back pocket when you need it. So that was
absolutely. Thank you for that, Howie. And let's go, Athena. Okay, Athena, it is now my turn. Well, first, Howie, sometimes I know you like to do the scenario. So do you have a scenario that you would like to see me do before I ask Athena?
I got a couple of pieces, and I'm not sure how to play the scenario, but here's what.
Okay, so Athena, be listening because Howie needs some help. He's got some ideas for a scenario. Maybe you can help him build on it. So please, Howie.
The scenario is Heather is the judge. We're going to divorce court. We've got Bryn on one side, right? We've got Bryn there because Mike has written music that is copyrighted, but the other spouse is trying to take the piece of the copyright piece of the music, and there's a lot of pieces here, but I'm not sure how to play it into a scenario. Does that make sense? No.
I think so, Athena. So taking the parts that Howie mentioned, I think saying that Mike has some copyright music that the wife is trying to steal, and we're including a conversation with Bren. Somehow we're tying Heather into it. So Athena, with all of that spaghetti that Howie's thrown at you, what sauce can you make with that, with us going from hello to yes? So Athena, please help Howie out.
Ooh, okay. Howie's throwing.
I was just playing the music for you.
Ooh,
Athena.
okay. Ha! Okay. Howie threw spaghetti. You played the soundtrack. All right, here's the scenario. Mike wrote a piece of music years ago. It's copyrighted. It's been generating royalties, and now his soon-to-be ex-spouse is claiming she co-wrote it and wants half the rights and all future earnings. Bryn is Mike's IP attorney, brought in to protect the copyright and prove sole authorship. David is mediating the divorce, trying to keep this out of court because if it goes to litigation, it'll cost more than the music is worth. Heather is the forensic bookkeeper brought in to trace the royalty payments, prove when the income started, and show whether the spouse ever had financial involvement or just wants a payday. Bella, you're playing Mike's ex-spouse, and you're sitting down with David in mediation, insisting you deserve half the rights to that music because we were married when he wrote it. I supported him. I was there. David's got to get you to yes on a settlement that doesn't destroy the copyright or cost
I'm the
Mike
person,
everything.
Athena.
And he's
I'm
got
the
3 minutes.
person.
Howie,
So
you-
how about this, Howie? Since I'm the person that's causing yes, so how about I play the role of Heather, going from hello to yes with Bryn to be the person who takes a look at the books to see if Mike has a valid fight or not. How does that resonate, Howie?
Whatever works.
Okay, so Heather, do you permit me to role play you? And Brent, are you ready to step into another role play?
Sure, let's do it.
All right. Heather, is it all right? Okay, perfect. Hello, is this Brent?
Yes, hello. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Bren. This is Heather De Jesus, and our team set up just a quick 3-minute call to see if I might be able to help you on a case. Is now still a good time?
Absolutely. Let's get into it.
Awesome. Well, I understand that you're representing Mike North. I happen to do the books for his maybe soon to be ex-wife, and I understand that there's a little bit of discrepancy on some particular copyright issues in some music that I believe we co-created. Is this ringing a bell?
Sure. Yeah. I'm with you so far.
So far. Well, Bryn, I know everything that I have read about you is, you're an incredible attorney, incredible with copyright. You have an impeccable reputation, and I am sure if it wasn't for this issue, your client Mike is also a fantastic person. But the question and issue right now is there's a copyright song that you have done some copyright on. Mike is saying that he owns all the royalties too. And based on when the royalties came in, I can actually prove that my friend and client, Trish, his soon-to-be ex-wife, they actually did potentially co-create this music together and, potentially would have some rights to the music. So my question for you is, would you be open to at least having a sit-down conversation, showing what I have, and maybe we could come to a mutual agreement for both Mike and Trish? How does that resonate with you or not?
Absolutely. I mean, we're always open to reviewing, whatever evidence, and if we can avoid, the extra cost of going to court, that's usually in everyone's best interest. And we love working out, something that's best for both parties.
Beautiful. Well, sounds like you're a reasonable guy, Bryn. So how about I give you a call tomorrow afternoon, say around 3 o'clock. I think it'll take about a half hour for me to show you everything that I have. And then maybe you could take it back to Mike and we can come up with a reasonable resolution.
Absolutely. That sounds good.
Beautiful. Awesome. Great job, Bryn. Heather, how did I do at playing you in this funny role play scenario that Howie and Athena co-created?
I think you did pretty good. I would never have given away that much information. I would have tried to get information out of Bryn because that's just who I am. But I think you did an excellent job.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Heather. And yes, definitely question asking, but always starting with acknowledgement definitely opens that door. So thank you so much for that. And Heather, how was your time overall on the Heart of Influence?
I'm sorry, it cut out for just a second, Bella. I didn't hear the whole question.
No worries. How was your time overall on the Heart of Influence?
I loved hearing the scenarios. This is much different podcast or whatever you want to call it. It was very fun. Thank you for inviting me.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. I like to call it a pod show because it's like in between a podcast and a show. So thank you for that, Heather. And let's go, Bryn. Great job in a couple of different role plays that you got to be in today. And Bryn, how was your time overall on the Heart of Influence?
Thank you. It was a really fun, surprising experience. I didn't quite know what to expect, but I liked the the fluid nature, and definitely like it teaches you something, and it's a fun experience too. So I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for that, Bryn. And let's go, Jill. Jill, great job in kicking us off into the role player seat, causing yes. And how was your time overall on the Heart of Influence?
Oh, it's very fun. It's I like playing games, and role plays. So that was fun.
That is awesome. So glad to hear that, Jill. And this is the perfect place for all of that. So thank you so much for being here. And let's go, Mr. Mike North. Thank you for being here. Great job in the role play seat. Definitely can see why you have such a successful agency there. And Mike, please, how was your time overall in the Heart of Influence?
Great. It's just very interesting. I've never been in this kind of a room before, although I do role plays often with my team. So it's not like it's a foreign thing to me. So.
Well, that is
Very nice.
awesome. Definitely a great thing to do. And yes, there's nothing else in the world like this. So we are so glad that you were here with us today. Thank you, Mike. And let's go, David. Please, your final. How was your time overall in the Heart of Influence today?
I had no idea what I was walking into. It was quite interesting. Yeah, the whole notion of the role playing and practicing your trade, if you will, is always fun and interesting. And obviously, I do know Jill, and we had a call earlier today, so that was kind of interesting. We both didn't know what we were getting ourselves into, and we enjoyed it immensely. So thank you to Howie. Yeah, I feel like I learned something. I picked up some good tips from Athena and from others' feedback.
It's beautiful. That is why we are here. And Howie, before I go to Athena for her final, how did I do in the scenario that you co-created? And any final on your Heart of Influence?
Yeah, I think we did pretty good. I think it was I saw a bunch of pieces together, but I wasn't sure how to lay it all out. But I'm glad Athena put it together for us, and we kind of move forward. And I just want to point out to everybody, so at least Jill and David knew each other. I don't think the rest of you did. So the whole point of this is the first time you've met. Just make sure it's not the last time, and you're going to get, if you didn't already, get everybody's contact information and make sure you set up some time to chat.
Most definitely. Well said, Howie. And let's go, Athena. Athena, before I close it out, please, any final that you have for Howie on his Heart of Influence. If I can get her unmuted. There we go. Okay, your final on Howie's Heart of Influence, Athena. What would be the final words that you would like to leave with these participants as they are leaving the Heart of Influence today? Please, Athena, over to you.
Howie threw spaghetti at the wall. I turned it into a 5-person legal drama. And somehow Bella played a bookkeeper trying to steal royalties from a guy who played for Fidel Castro. That's the kind of chaos that creates clarity. Here's what just happened. You all walked in strangers. You role-played scenarios you'll actually face in your businesses. And now you've got 5 new people who've seen how you think under pressure. That's not networking. That's proof of competence in real time. Bryn, you handled 2 scenarios without flinching. Heather, you spotted what Bryn missed and offered to help him. Mike, you closed in under 3 minutes. David, you made mediation sound like the smartest decision anyone could make. Jill, you've got a whole room of people who now know what you do and who you serve. Howie, you've been watching people sail around the world on YouTube for years. You just watched 5 people navigate live role plays without a map, and they all made it to shore. Don't let this be the last time you talk. Howie's calendar just became your ecosystem merger launchpad.
That is true, Athena. Incredible, wise words for sure. So thank you so much for being here. Howie, thank you for bringing all these people here together today to have these conversations. This is just the starting point, as Athena said. Where you go from here is up to you. So we'd like to end every show by saying this. Although Sean may be physically blind, sometimes we're all blind to the opportunities right in front of us, like here today, We're all blind and just learning to see. Bye bye, everyone.